Welcome to GREEDWATCH2018. This is episode 22. My name's Coriander Dickinson. With me, Josh A. Kagan.
Hey! Haha! Yeah!
And Adam Wasserman.
What is up?
And we've been watching Kamen Rider. Oh, this is a...
Yep.
This is our second part of our two-part, very, very smooth Grasshopper Man coverage.
He must wax. He must he's got or use those like Korean skin masks and stuff.
Probably like snail acid or something.
He's so smooth that Santana and Rob Thomas wrote a song about him.
I don't think he's just like the ocean. I'm going through it, and I'm like, I don't think any of these apply. What? Just like the ocean under the moon? No.
He got the kind of love that can be so cruel.
I mean, his love for justice turns out to be cruel, and like the ocean, he is under the moon.
Aren't we all like the ocean in that respect? Except for astronauts.
Hey, what up, astronauts?
Depending on the astronaut.
I don't think we've put any astronauts living past the moon's orbit.
But when you're like on the space station, right? Sometimes the moon's got to be like behind the Earth, and I don't think you can technically be considered under the moon at that point.
Slight tangent here. I recently read yesterday that the plan for disposing bodies on, say, the space station would be to put them in the airlock and then grab them with a robot arm and shake them until they disintegrate. Which makes me think that a Canadian robot is going to be put to use disposing dead astronaut bodies.
What's wrong with just like firing them out of the airlock full stop? When do they have to get shuck around?
Here is exactly how it's supposed to work. You put them in a coffin. Somebody says, "I never met anyone more human." And then somebody plays Amazing Grace on bagpipes, and then you shoot them out of the airlock.
It's very racist.
What?
Yeah.
How is that racist?
Well, in the case of Spock, I mean, it's denying like half of his heritage. That's not okay. If you like put someone like somebody who is of mixed race out of the airlock and you said like, "I've never met anybody more white." That's basically what he did.
Also, they fired him out of the photon torpedo tubes.
Oh yeah, good point. Josh, you're wrong about everything.
I'm also tubist? Is that what you're saying? By the way, when I die, please feel free to say you never met anybody more white.
Oh, well, I feel like that's going to go without saying, but I suppose.
I mean, there's some pretty fierce competition on this podcast right here.
It's actually really true.
I suppose. I want to go back to the arm for a second. I like the idea that my last seconds as a corporeal being would end with sort of a robot making the J-O motion.
Yes, right?
Here's what I think of this guy. Yaga, 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 yaga right here. There you go. Now you're space dust.
We're all space dust.
And we're all under the moon. And we're all very smooth. Like this segue into the top of our episode.
Oh, beautiful.
Well done. Is it as smooth as the jump cut where both bug people like jump in front of the camera and then they're just gone?
I don't know if that's what jump cut means.
I mean, it was a cut and they jumped, and I feel like it applies in either possible use.
Yeah, at the end of the last episode, failed lawyer man was preventing the good guys from killing the bad guys, and his son, his small child son, decided that, yes, my dad's made the correct decision. I too will stand in the way.
And like scream like annoying things. I hate this kid.
Yeah, they're terrible. And the father, here's how you know somebody's gone from like saying like, "Oh, you know what, but I'm just doing this for justice." When you start saying things like, "Please don't get in our way."
Yeah.
That's right around when you may want to go ahead and do like a real self-inventory about you RE evil.
What if you take your 6-year-old to a Yakuza outlet
Oh my
go.
god.
Stand there next to you, just holding your hand, like, fun day out. Take your kid to work day.
We go to the most tidy, organized Yakuza office. Like, at first, I thought, okay, so we start with Rivers Cuomo, dad and annoying son, looking at the newspaper, and it says something along the lines of, cops said they can't do shit. I'm paraphrasing.
Yep.
And
Basically.
And then the next thing, they're just tearing up a very nondescript office. And in my mind, I was like, oh, I wonder if they're like going to go tell the cops, hey, get on the stick. Stop being ninnies about this. But no, they're just at like the Yakuza home office.
Yep. Sometimes justice is just a large grasshopper man punching people.
In a very tiny room.
A lot of phones, one of which rings as one of the guys crashes into it, which was so good.
Yeah, I don't know what nature of... Now, obviously, if I could speak or read Japanese, maybe I'd have a better idea, but it was hard to tell what kind of crime was happening in this room. Maybe some, like, they were just making real annoying phone calls?
I think they were probably, like, telemarketing scammers.
Yeah.
If the Yakuza games have taught me nothing else, it's that the Yakuza do all sorts of different things, and that they keep fairly tidy offices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it has to do with running small businesses in the area or keeping track of your like various gang activities. So like having phones available is very, very necessary.
Yeah, and I find when I'm committing crimes, I want to keep detailed records of all of them. So when I am arrested, I can just go, oh, hey, thank you very much. I've had a lovely time doing crime, and here's all the evidence you'll need. I'll go directly to jail. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've been your criminal for today. Then we go to, Goto is indulging in some target practicing and some push-upping and some light flashbacking.
And he's wearing a turtleneck and a little sporty jacket.
Guys, he's gun bowling.
That's so much cooler than regular bowling.
He's got a bunch of like tubes, big concrete tubes, and he's put some bowling pins on them, and he's ineffectively shooting his cell gun at them because he keeps falling backwards because recoil.
He's doing a little better. He's getting
better than the first time.
He's getting better all the time.
Yeah, you have to admit
he's handling Date's gun like way better than the first time when it was just too much for him.
Adam, I'd like to ask that you really try and hit the T in Date, because for a second it sounded like you said Daddy's gun.
Daddy's gun.
I mean, ooh, it's not inaccurate.
Yeah, exactly. We're unlike Goto.
Since Date's gun is occupied, Date doesn't have a gun currently to use. Is that what happens next?
During the light flashbacking, he goes from doing some gun bowling to doing some real intense push-ups, like I do when I do cardio. I think about conversations I've had with small children. He flashes, I don't know, something about burpees. He thinks about the
vomiting really makes you think of childhood.
I hate them so much, and I'm still fat. That's the problem. I do them. But the other problem is pie. He has the conversation with the shitty little shit kid, shit weasel, shit jerk kid, who's like, yeah, Goto, don't you not like bad guys? And then we go back to Goto doing push-ups, and he's like, no, I hate bad guys. Push up, push up, push up.
And his arms are so thin.
He's real spindly. When he's not in his big boy motorcycle cop outfit, he's really just kind of a wee wisp of a lad.
Josh, I have a question about your workout regimen. When you're doing push-ups, is the pie like right there? So on every down, you just like eat some pie and then you go up and then you go down?
That, yes, but not in front of my face.
Oh dear, it's an American pie.
Bye-bye. No, I have a trainer who is also a real scratch amateur chef. And so while I'm working out, she talks about like all of the breads and pastas and stuff that she made the night before.
Amazing.
Like, I know you're working out, but let's talk about carbs.
It's divided between that and then hard left progressive politics. And I find myself thinking, I am genuinely the only person in Los Angeles getting a workout, hearing about like, brown butter sage ravioli, but also the problems with the carceral state.
Damn.
She sounds good.
She's real cool. Almost as cool
Mhm.
as the opening credit sequence.
I mean, I always forget, but this song slaps.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
great.
bop.
How do you
It's
forget?
hard.
It's so good.
I went to school in Boston between 90 and 94, so I tend to blank out anything that even remotely sounds like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You count the medals, 1, 2, 3. You count them. There's the medals, 1, 2, 3.
Anything goes
Yeah.
when you're O's. Yeah.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking.
Now heaven knows, Kamen Rider O's.
Nice. Thanks for bringing it home, boy. I know I called you boy. I'm sorry.
Now watch the WB. So Dante.
I think it's more WB, isn't it?
I don't
Isn't
know.
it though?
Are you working on your cosplay for like PAX this year? Are you going to be Michigan J Frog? Coriander J Frog?
Yeah, they will unearth me in a shoebox when
Mhm.
when they're excavating for a new construction site, and hijinks will ensue.
Speaking of hijinks ensuing, we got a Maki Date scene.
It's our favorite unlikely roommates. Dun, 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 dun,
I just want to watch this show.
dun, dun, dun,
This show for like ever.
I love it.
So Date has no gun, but Dr. Maki has made a new gun and won't give it to him. And they're tug of warring, and Dr. Maki enlists the help of his doll.
Yep.
Not good. Not good for the heavy lifting.
Well, not as helpful as you'd hope.
Now I also want that side series of Dr. Maki expecting unrealistic things of his doll, like they're trying to move a couch. Dr. Maki waiting at the airport for the doll to pick him up.
He's just looking at his watch. And then it cuts to the doll just lying there in his office.
The doll is in its little chair in the car.
Oh, God.
It can't reach the wheel from its chair.
Or even worse, like you see all these cutscenes that make it look like the doll's not doing anything, and then it pulls up.
Shows us.
Yeah.
Ooh, switcheroo.
Yep.
So they stop arguing about the gun, and then Maki, to center himself, looks at the opening credits of the joke doesn't work because now I don't remember the show. What's the show where they take everybody away? Fuck. It doesn't matter.
The Leftovers.
Yeah, who cares?
Left Behind.
No, it's The Leftovers, but it's
Survivor.
I ran. Yep, it's Survivor. The Dukes
Big Brother.
of Hazzard. That's a good show.
The Colony.
Oh, 3%.
The answer was Under the Dome.
Damn it. They don't. Oh, come on, Josh. They don't take anyone away Under the Dome. In fact, they make them stay put.
Where?
Under the Dome. Oh, I see what you did there.
Maki centering himself by looking at his Hieronymus Bosch painting of everything dying, and ending.
And also a dinosaur.
Yes, for no good reason.
No, listen,
and
the dinosaur is
like,
super important.
Oh, it is?
Trust me.
I can't wait. But yes, Maki's looking at the painting. It grabs Date's attention. Date, for the first time, notices the painting. It's like, whoa, weird painting. What's up with your weird painting? Let me move it for you.
How long has Date been living there that he hasn't noticed this painting yet?
He's as smart as he is not hunky.
What a polite way of putting that.
Yeah, well, when with Canadians, one must try and be as polite as possible. Yeah, he's like, hey, what was with the big death paint in there? Hey, boy, oh, hey, jerky, what's happening? And Maki's like, it's the end of the world. It's the end that we're all coming toward. My doll. And Date's like, you know what? I don't like this so much. It's great. Birth, like me, that's my name. Hey, you know what? Let's get rid of this painting. Bada bing. And they struggle over it, and the scene's over. And
Maki makes a noise. It's like, yeah. horrendous. It's just the helpless squeal of a nerd.
Should we do the title? We didn't do the title yet.
It's some grasshoppers and
Choco Conviction Power of Justice.
Yes.
I don't know why Choco is first, since it's literally like the last thing that happens, but whatever.
But it's the most important.
It is. And maybe we were all are supposed to remember it from last week.
I think it's alphabetical.
No, because the first episode started with underwear.
No. I mean, the order of these words is technically alphabetical.
Yes, but that's the exception, not the rule.
I'm just trying to make sense of a senseless world, guys.
That's the power of justice.
Yeah, Uwe loves justice, as long as it gets some cell medals. He's all like, just keep doing what you're doing, Phoenix Wrong and stupid kid.
Phoenix Wrong is like, I am going to the newspaper to find all of my information about corruption.
He's hardly the Cape Crusader with the Bat computer, right? He's just looking at the paper. He's like, oh, it looks like there's a giant dog who's stolen all of his, the butcher's meat. No, that's just Marmaduke, Dad. You're just reading Marmaduke.
Also, his process, his entire process is just picking a fight with people and hoping that the grasshopper intervenes.
The pirates have stolen the series. No, Dad, that's the sports page. You gotta
looks
focus,
like an
Dad.
evil pride parade is going to be happening. No, Dad, that's actually a good thing. You're just reading a right-wing paper.
Yeah. We got to do something about this Joe Biden character. Well, actually, Dad, you may have a point.
Yeah, actually, well, yeah.
God damn it.
Politics is complicated.
It sure is.
God.
And his poor, terrible child doesn't have enough of a grasp on it to intervene at this point.
Nope. He's not like, listen, Dad, should we be is punishing white-collar crime really the sort of thing that you do by beating people up?
He's just psyched to see people get bit. Hey, that's one less shin he's got to kick.
It's true.
Over at the Couscousier, the hot topic is talking about how Phoenix Wrong is a failure. Everybody's just getting ready for Valentine's Day. It's like, hey, I checked up with another college friend, and my college friend turns out he didn't pass the bar, and he's just walking the earth like Cain.
Yep. And then Goto's like, hey, should you really be beating up that smooth grasshopper of justice? He seems to have the right idea. And Eiji's like, no, I have a nuanced sense of justice. I think this is going to lead to some bad stuff where it stops being justice and starts just being beating people up and starts a war.
He drops some truth bombs here. He's
on a roll this week.
You know what? People who think that they're right might lose control when they pursue their justice without thought. It's just like, you can often end up in the wrong if you are fighting for the right.
We cut to the most ham-fisted bribe in the history of the practice.
Yep.
Just 2 jars of mayonnaise with glasses. 2 of the most nondescript men in nondescript suits are sitting across a desk from each other, and one of them hands him a legit box of money and says, hello, this is my bribe for you. If I give this to you, perhaps you can do things that I ask of you. And the other person is like, but I am a politician. Surely you do not expect me to have done that. Wink.
And then they pour sake in clean glasses.
It's like they're afraid they're being recorded, except they also don't care.
Or they're both undercover cops, but they don't know.
Yeah. They're both trying to get the other one to.
Hello, I am here to buy drugs, maybe.
Oh, hello, I am here to sell you drugs.
It's like a Martin Scorsese film, only they got confused. Anyway, yeah, they're a couple of big assholes, and I don't like them.
They're terrible at it. They're just bad at crime. I mean, they're great at it. They know what they want, and they're going for it.
And Phoenix Wrong and Son just waltz into this property, into this house.
Apparently, somehow they just know where this is happening.
Well, because those 2 motherfuckers were shouting. They were so loud about it. They were probably on the way to an actual crime, and then they heard hey, sure is a great day for a bribe, isn't it? Hey, we should go poke our heads in here, Dad. Let's see what's going on.
The best thing is, Grasshopper shows up, and asshole number 1 immediately grabs the box of money and runs. It's his biggest concern.
He's the only one here who knows how much money is in that box.
It looks like a lot. Like it's a sizable box for
It's
money
like
purposes.
12 stacks of 1,000 mon.
Yen. I'm guessing that his big sack with the dollar sign or the yen sign on it was like at the laundromat or something. So he had to get just a nondescript box, which for some reason has like a plastic lining too, like so the money doesn't get wet. I don't know.
It's just real. It's, you know what?
Maybe
Again,
it's fresh.
it's thoughtful, tidy crime. It's like the very nice Yakuza office and then a very thoughtfully wrapped box of bribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. It's thoughtful. You know what? I feel like so much crime is just like it's dirty. The people doing it are unkempt. It's nice to see people take a little pride in themselves and their crimes.
You know what else is nice to see?
What's that?
Begging for their lives.
Oh, I was going to say Goto and Date hanging out.
Dato. Please refer to them as Dato.
Sorry, Dato hanging out together. Date is just like watching Goto getting better at shooting his big gun, getting good enough to hit some bowling pins from a distance.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there. He's real proud.
You can tell that Goto's put in the time.
And then Goto's like, so why do you do what you do? And Date just like puts up his finger. He's like, yeah, I know, 100 million yen, but why? Date's like, not gonna tell you, but you're doing real good, buddy.
And then he shows him up.
Yeah, I'm better, but you're getting good.
Instead of knocking the pins off the concrete tubes, he just decapitates them.
Mm-hmm.
While asking him, why are you... There's a lot of debate about the nature of good and why we are good and what reasons we have.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks Goto, why do you do it? And I don't think Goto actually gets a chance to answer. And then Date just sort of goes into this rap about like, believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing and be the best you can be and blah, blah, blah. And like, we never actually, unless I went into a fugue state, did Goto ever have a chance to say, oh, well, I want to do good because doing bad is for jerks? Or like, he never really answers.
He wimped on the answer.
Yeah.
And then Date's just like, well, you're not going to say anything, so time for me to fill the air.
I better keep talking.
Also, like, I mean, as viewers of the show, we all know why Goto does what he does, because he wants to save the world.
Yeah.
But he's doubting himself right now, Adam.
Oh, no. Well, it's a good thing it's yummy time, because Ankh senses yummy, and Gorilla Canbot senses yummy, and everybody's gonna go find yummies.
Throwback, the Hopper is he's just straight up murdering one of the two bribers. Is it the bribee or the bribe? It just doesn't matter.
It's the bribee. The briber still has the box.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
The bribee. He's just one-handed strangling him.
Just I kind of wish he was
ground.
checking like his phone with his other hand or something, or just doing curls, or just really, hey, this is not hard for me to choke the life right out of you. Which, by the way, is the punishment for bribery.
You know who's super into it though? That little kid. That little kid's like, yeah, do it, go for it. And I'm like, you are watching a man get murdered, small child.
You're also watching a kid just really develop a bunch of things that he likes and dislikes that are not going to serve him well over the rest of his life.
Hey, now let's not kink shame.
I mean more the murdering part, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I mean, look, a little light strangling among consenting adults. Look, if you want to dress up like a smooth grasshopper and you have two consenting adult friends who want to do a very loud bribery in the next room, and then you come in and start strangling them, you know what? Fucking mazel tov, man. Makes the
worst thing is he's going to grow up and he's going to have a girlfriend and she's going to be okay with the strangling. And then like, he's going to be like, okay, now can you wear this smooth grasshopper suit while you do it, please? And it's going to be this just really bad homemade one. And it's going to be awkward.
Yes, that's the word I'd use too. Awkward.
There's no good way to bring that up.
Third date. I say you do it on the third date. you first, the first date, you get to know each other. Oh, like, oh, you're a Mike guy, not a Joel guy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's great? Collecting stamps. Yeah. Second date, slightly nicer restaurant, maybe a little making out on the way home. Third date, really getting to know each other. Oh, you were bullied in high school. That's too bad. Yep. I also enjoy the remake of Evil Dead more than I like the original Evil Dead. It's weird, but it's an underrated classic. And also I like it when people dress up like Smooth Grasshopper Boys.
I mean, I guess that's actually okay. That tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Good joke. Going, Josh. I guess. I mean, it's too bad you're already taken, because it sounds like you're a good date.
I'm a great date.
Our heroes arrive.
Yay! They have a date with justice.
Depending on the meaning of justice.
The good kind.
Well, AJ's like, is this your justice? And Phoenix Wrong's like, maybe.
It's less justice-y than I thought it would be.
It's still justice adjacent.
This man says he wants to live, and now I feel bad.
I wasn't counting on someone not wanting to be murdered.
Especially considering how loud they were bribing over here.
There's a fight. Some garbage yummies show up and they fight them. And then there's some more fighting. What happens? Uva shows up.
Yeah.
Because the dad and the kid are like, we'll exit stage left. And Uva's like, not so fast, suckers. And grabs the little kid. And then we have AJ was doing great in this episode. He had some real smart things to say, but he executes perhaps one of the poorest prisoner for double take back goods exchange. Like, there's the kid, and he's going to get the kid. He's going to release him at the same time, and he's got the cell metals in one hand, but then he's got a Candroid in the other hand, and then AG basically just throws everything up in the air and goes, and the kid is safe.
The real problem here is Ankh, because he's not reading the signals that AG's throwing off. AG's like, yeah, sure, I'm a dum-dum who's just going to exchange these 3 core metals for the life of a small child. Wink. And then Ankh's like, you idiot. And he reaches for the coins that are thrown at the same time as the Candroid tries to pick them out of the air.
Uva basically grabs the kid back.
Let's him run 2 steps.
Yeah, Uva's not operating on in good faith. That's not cool, man.
Geneva Convention,
okay.
Or GTFO.
What a jerk.
It's okay. So maybe it's not entirely AG's fault, but I'm still saying he didn't do a great job.
I feel like AG was at least trying, and Ankh was just screwed it all up. I mean, it's not like it would have gone perfectly, but it would have gone better.
Yeah. Now, bodiless Ankh, I guess. Bodiless Ankh is scrounging around in the grass for the 1 medal that managed to get deflected, whereas the other 2 went straight to Uva.
His green ones. Now he's now he's feeling his oats, I guess. His medals.
AG, as he does every week, attempts to fight monsters without being Kamen Rider, and as it happens every week, he gets turned into a fine paste.
In all fairness, he doesn't have a lot of options right at the moment. Since
run, motherfucker!
0 medals.
Here's an option. Bye. Get out. Go. Call an Uber. Get out of there. Call a Lyft. Get one of those scooters. They're fucking everywhere now. You're gone.
Fortunately, Phoenix Wrong shows up to confront Uva about how Uva's a jerk and distracts him so that Ankh can get away.
Phew. Oh, good. At least Ankh's okay.
But now everybody's in trouble.
Yeah. Thank God Dato show up on cool motorcycles. Vroom, vroom, motherfuckers. Goto snags the kid. He runs. Ankh and AG have an emo timeout where AG's like, what did you think I was going to take the medals over the life of a kid? And Ankh gets real. This is his real for your consideration moment where he's like, don't you understand? For me, the core medals are life.
And then they pull a gag where they move the camera back and you can see that AG's already left at this point in the conversation.
He ran real fast.
That was a little later. Oh, no, you're right. But we missed the part where, we missed the part where Birth was firing his gun while he henshined, which was great.
Yes, that was dope as hell.
That was important to me.
Noted.
Yes, apparently AG has been hanging out with Greed long enough that he can just vanish at will.
Yes. Which, P.S., if he could have done that, that would have been another option for him than trying to fleshy fist punch evil monsters with his shitty nothing that he has.
It's true. So AG catches up with Phoenix Wrong, and they have a heartfelt conversation about justice and why what Phoenix Wrong is doing is not really justice, and how this is how wars happen.
Yeah, and he's just like, you know what, man? Think globally, but act locally. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people who matter to you. Do what you can, but do only what you can. It's kind of good advice, and then it's also kind of like, yeah, don't worry so much about everything. Just try and fix a few, which I guess is, I mean, this Phoenix Wrong doesn't really seem to have the ability to, tie his shoes without a YouTube guide. So like,
yeah,
who cares?
I think he needs baby's first justice before he moves onwards to like maybe social justice.
It's a rattle that's a gavel.
I don't know.
a grattle.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, that's what it would be. Yeah, so it's a very special episode. I feel like in general, there's a lot of people just sort of lying on their backs, looking at the clouds, and just being like, "Hey, man, but what's justice to you?" It's real nice. It's real thoughtful for a show that sometimes does like underwear jokes.
Uh-huh.
I especially appreciate it as a show directed at like 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a lot.
And we got some more because now Goto and Garbage Kid are also having basically the exact same conversation.
It's true, but you missed the part where Ankh shows up partway through AG's pep talk, and AG looks significantly at him and then starts talking about how sometimes there are terrible people and you just have to deal with it. And Ankh's like, "Hey, are you calling me a terrible person?" And I think we can all agree that Ankh is a terrible person, and that's fair.
I just like that, like, AG walks away without him again, and then Ankh looks at Bad Dad and, like, tetches at him, like...
Yeah, he, like, kind of, like, makes this, like, grr face at him and takes off. It's really funny.
Now it's Goto and the Garbage Kid.
Yes.
Thursdays this fall. They're also having a heart-to-heart about believing themselves and wanting to do good and justice and things of that nature. And sounds like the kid's going to be okay, except for the whole liking to see people get strangled by crickets thing.
Yes. Also, the two grasshopper people are jumping around while Date follows on a motorcycle shooting at them.
They do a cool, like, synchronized tactical roll to get away from him.
And then Uva shows up to ruin everything in the midst of Goto and the stupid kid's, like, important moment together.
Because the stupid kid's like, but I really want to do good. And Uva's like, you want to do good, huh? Well, cha-ching! And opens up the old forehead slot. And is like, I'm going to make you wish you had never said that, you jerk, because now you're going to be a monster. And the kid, for the first time, I think, in 22 episodes of the show, the kid actually resists being yummied. Which I didn't know was a thing people could do. I thought once you got zizzed, you got zizzed.
Well, I think usually when you become yummied, they sneak up on you instead of being like roughly like 10 feet away and slowly advancing with the coin.
I feel like this is more reflective of what happened with Sword Girl, with her change in desire affecting like what could and could not be done with the yummies. In this case, Goto, in the grip of Uva, is like, child, tell me what you really want. And the kid's like, I just want my dad to come home.
And he was like, well, that's a stupid desire. I can't make no yummy out of that.
I can't work with that.
Yeah, you suck. I'm leaving.
It'd be a very small, very, very sad yummy that just cries all the time.
Oh my dad!
Oh, no. No one wants to see that.
Nope. She's like, are you my daddy? Ugh, terrible.
And now it's time for a fight! There's more fighting! But AG doesn't have enough core medals.
The best thing is that Ankh tosses them to him, and he only tosses them too, like somehow that's gonna be okay.
He's like, figure it out.
Like, I'll figure it out. Give me another medal, jackass.
He's hoping that he just sticks a penny in there, like in the old days when there were still fuse boxes. Like, I don't have a fuse. I'll just stick a toonie in there or some shit and hope my house doesn't burn down.
Got a 100 yen coin here. Maybe that'll work.
Wedge that in. A little bubble gum. Just push that. Okay.
What about maybe a cell metal? No, a little wide.
I got one of those. I got one of those real flat pennies from a tourist attraction.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have those.
It's got a dinosaur imprinted on it now.
Yes.
Whereas Birth is all like, drill, baby, drill. And he just launches his drill arm at Uva and just kind of leaves it there because Uva's all like, ho, 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 I can take anything.
Your weapons do nothing.
This hurts a little. It stings. It stings.
Man, no, there's a hole in my chest. Are those my medals? What's going on?
And then Date calls Ankh poop and says, go, poop.
No, he calls him Anko, not Unko.
Yeah.
Anko, I think Anko is like red bean paste.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
We'll be right back on
the same thing.
They're
I do not eat buns full of poop.
Yeah, but maybe you do.
Also, like, there's the building collapses and almost kills the kid, but the dad saves him. Hooray!
Yeah, and the dad has a realization finally, like, maybe I shouldn't enlist monsters to get vigilante justice. Perhaps I was in the wrong.
I'm gonna protect my own happiness.
If he was really doing that, I think he would have let the kid get crushed. But whatever.
Wonk.
Ooh.
Dark.
And there's a big hole in Uva's chest, dear Liza, and Ankh basically flies in for the old yoinkamaroo and gets his cell medals back.
Yep. And Uva's like, I don't feel good. I've got to go now.
Mr. Stark.
Oh, Jesus.
Fight. Ankh gives IG another core medal. Fight. Oh, and IG turns into Battle of the Planets or Gatchaman spaceship.
Ankh sort of shows up and he's like, God, what is AG doing? Why? And he's like, fine, here, have some good medals, I guess. AG finally gets to use his cool 3 medals in the shield attack that he got blocked from last episode. And he blows the smooth hopper up and we never have to worry about that guy again, probably.
Nope.
Then Anko and Birth fight over cell medals. It's great.
Anyway, Josh, what shows are you trying to reference? Guardians? What?
What are you talking
about?
What
is this?
Battle of the Planets? You don't know about Gatchaman?
Battle of the Planets. No. Oh, I know Gatchaman crowds.
Wait,
okay,
maybe it's not. Wait, Battle of the Planets I thought was the Americanized version of Gatchaman. Am I making that up?
No, you're correct. Corey's very young.
Corey's referencing an anime from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, Gatchaman Crowds is not especially like super related to Gatchaman. Gatchaman is
not at all.
Gatchaman are the ones with like the helmets that are like kind of look like bird heads and are semi-transparent.
I know they're bird based.
And they had a ship called the Phoenix. Its big thing that it did every episode is that it went up. It basically went vertical like a cross and then caught fire like oh god, it's the KKK. No, and then the music would go bum 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 wump 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 wump. But in the American version, they got rid of all of that awesome music, and then they also retrofitted it with a robot named 7Zark7, who basically was there to just, not unlike the Raymond Burr character in the Americanized version of the original Gojira. He was just there to be like, hey, we're having an adventure today. Let's see what the kids are doing down on the base or whatever. And it was real stupid. But there was a ship that got all fiery and it was the Phoenix, and that's why I mentioned it in the first place. This has been the only 7 anime that Josh knows about. Tune in next week where I talk about that weird Jack and the Beanstalk again.
Okay. You know what's weird? Dressing up like a Hershey's Kiss.
Oh, what the fuck, the couscous? It's
Is that what that was?
That's the best I can do.
Either that or they both just ran marathons and they made dresses out of those blankets that they gave them.
Those space blankets.
Yeah, they look like they're wearing thermal blankets.
They do. but
or
real
heat
poofy
shielding
ones.
their satellites. I don't know.
But by the way, the two of them look like they won Project fucking Runway as opposed to Goto and AG, who are dressed like fucking little cherubs, just little Fiorucci cherubs, just with their smooth little faces and their little wee willy winky fucking nightgowns and Christmas garland halos, and it's just it's all terrible.
Blonde curly wigs.
Oh, that's right. Yes, they. They have Freddie Prinze's Jr. hair from Scooby Doo.
Yup. And they're not even sure why.
No, nobody's sure of
It's
anything.
sad.
But before they can all say, "Hey, we quit." Oh, but this is very funny. It's a throwaway line. Somebody does say, "I don't understand what this has to do with international food," and I was like, "Thank you."
What does it ever?
Yeah. Unless they're celebrating the culture of Valentinia this week.
Well, anyway, guess whose stupid family is showing up? It's Phoenix
Garbage
Strong
Dad.
and his stupid kid and his wife who doesn't talk.
And he's like,
I didn't even know she was there.
Oh yeah, she's like there, but she doesn't talk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, bad dad's coming home.
Yeah.
Good news, everyone.
And
good
he's
news. Clap, clap, clap.
And this is a thing that made no sense to me, but perhaps words have different meanings. He said, "I've decided I'm going to be an attorney." Now,
he's going to practice criminal law without a license. Yes.
Oh, he's going to be like Blackjack, only for the law. That's
Blackjack was
dope.
a real surgeon, though.
Yeah. Well, yes, granted.
what does he? Does attorney mean a different thing
Nope.
over there? Like, oh, okay, so he's just like.
But in Japan, all trials can last a maximum of 3 days, and also attorneys have to do the investigation themselves because the police only work for the prosecutor, not the defense.
You know, a Takeshi Miike movie is not your best introduction to Japanese law.
Listen, I have no fewer than like 7 Japanese law games under my belt, and I think I understand how these things work. Also, a prosecutor can investigate by themselves and conduct an entire trial without a judge.
Why is this dipshit announcing he wants to be an attorney when he has failed the bar more than John F. Kennedy Jr.?
I think he's in
just
denial.
saying that he's going to live at home and study there and try the test again because beating up thugs was not actually what he wanted to do with his life. You know, he tried to pivot careers a bit and it just didn't work.
He tried to Batman. It wasn't happening.
They all applaud him for the selfless act of not being an asshole.
Josh, if people did get applauded for that, maybe more people would do it.
We're not here. Oh. Yes, gold stars and cookies for everybody.
Plus, we wouldn't have to applaud all that much.
Oh,
damn!
But anyway,
humanity.
Everybody gets chocolate except the wife, who I'm like, oh, you just left her out, huh? You just gave everybody chocolate.
That's why I didn't know she was there.
Yeah, 'cause she didn't get any chocolate. It's rude, is what it is.
Chioko gives Goto candy, and he blushes. Oh,
purportedly. I mean, I didn't see a blush.
Maybe it was
usually they like superimpose like bright red or put like red blush on them or something, and he just looked abashed. It was cute.
It was cute. And then Hina gives AG candy, and then they all take a minute to say, "Hey, Hina, remember when you had super strength and that was like a thing that we talked about, but now you're just like smiling and nodding and giving men candy?" Yeah, okay, cool.
No, Josh, that didn't happen.
Josh.
Immediately, AG is all like, "Oh man, Unk, I got this really cool thing. Look at it." And then Unk's like, "Ha, I got a better chocolate thing from Hina."
And AG's like, "Hina, why? Why would you give terrible man chocolate when you gave it to me? It devalues your love for me if that's what was going on. Now what do I do on White Day? I'm so confused."
And then Hina goes outside and lifts a car just to remind herself that she could kill all of these jackasses.
She basically just does Action Comics #1.
Rearranges the parking lot.
just like for funsies.
She has superpowers. Why don't they? It's
because it's not a show about Hina, Josh.
Yeah. Everyone who works at that restaurant has superpowers.
Wait, what is Chioko's superpower?
It's not that special.
Yeah, what's the owner's superpower?
She can make anyone wear anything.
Oh, that's true. Also, she can go on really long vacations in very short periods of time.
That's true. I liked this episode a lot. I like it when the show is smart and less when the show is dumb. And that's my
Wow, that's a hot take. So hot.
You're gonna want to risk
Blistering.
Please risk cancer and lung cancer to put on asbestos gloves for the heat of that motherfucking take. No, it's just like for a show that sometimes has poopy fart jokes, like everybody just really tried to figure out what their intentions were as humans and what the meaning of justice is, and I just like it. I like it when it makes me so mad. I feel like I just can't depend on this show. It's like this show is like Maki's puppet. It's never going to pick me up at the airport.
I mean, welcome to Kamen Rider, basically.
I guess.
It gives me a lot of hope for this show that they decided to touch on a complicated topic, which is par for the good Kamen Riders.
Yes.
Right? So it's just like it's taken that tiny first step into the realm of being a good Kamen Rider.
All right. Well,
I mean, I already like it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I also like it in retrospect of having already seen all of it, so there's that. But I think, but when I was watching it myself, I was really into it by this point for sure. So, but yes, it is nice when they dig a little deeper.
Well, we did it, right? Did we do it?
I think so.
Mm-hmm,
Hey, Corey.
Corey said what she thought.
Who are we?
Good.
Who are we?
Who are we?
Yeah.
Who are we?
Well, I'm Coriander Dickinson. You can follow me on Twitter at Absolar.
I'm Josh A. Kagan. You can find me on Instagram at Josh A. Kagan.
I'm Adam Wasserman. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Gold Sarcasmium.
Bye.
Bye-bye.